Let's look at all 24 transformations in IICS CDI. Source, active and connected, reads data from a source like file, database, web service, data integration connectors. For database source, we can apply filter, sort data, and distinct to eliminate duplicates. Apply partitions for faster data retrieval from source. Target, active and connected, writes data to a target like file, database, data integration connectors. For database target, we can apply operations like insert, update, upsert, delete, data driven. That's why there is no update strategy transformation in Informatica Cloud. Expression, passive and connected, performs calculations on individual rows of data. For simple expressions, we have variable and output ports. And for complex expressions, we can use macros, horizontal, vertical, or hybrid. Filter, active and connected, filters data from the data flow. A filter condition is an expression that returns true or false. The records with true result will move to the downstream transformation. Router, active and connected, applies a condition to incoming data. Used to test the same input data based on multiple conditions. It contains one default group. If a record is not satisfying any of the group conditions, it will be assigned to default group. At the same time, one record may satisfy multiple group conditions. This transformation is mostly used in SCD type 2 mappings. Sorter, active and connected, sorts data in ascending or descending order according to a specified sort condition. Just like order by clause in SQL, case-sensitive sorting is available. It is also used to remove duplicate data by selecting distinct option. Null values can be sorted according to the preference by selecting null treated low option. Aggregator, active and connected, performs aggregate calculations like sum, average, min, max, count, first, last, record, etc. on groups of data. If no field is selected under group by, it sends out only last record of the incoming records. If group by is selected on all fields, then it removes duplicates. We can also perform non-aggregate calculations like concatenate, substring, etc. using aggregator. If the incoming data is sorted, use sorted input option to improve the aggregator performance. Joiner, active and connected, joins data from two sources like two files, two tables, one file or one table. To join more sources, we need more joiner transformations. For example, to join 10 sources, we need 9 joiners. That is, to join n sources, we need n-1 joiners. Source with less number of records will be considered as master source, as it will reduce the number of iterations to join, which improves performance. There are 4 types of joins. Normal join results in common records. Master outer, matching records from master, all records from detail. Detail outer, matching records from detail, all records from master. Full outer, common records plus only master plus only detail records. If the incoming data is sorted, use sorted input option to improve the joiner performance. Union, active and connected, merges data from multiple input groups into a single output group. It is similar to union all in SQL. It does not remove duplicates. Rank, active or connected, limits records to a top or bottom range, similar to rank function in SQL. Provides the feature to do ranking based on the groups. Case-sensitive string comparison is available for ranking. Sequence, passive and connected, generates a sequence of values. It contains nextval and curval ports. Curval equal to nextval plus increment by value. If you map only curval, same value will be passed to next transformation. If you map nextval, incremented values will be passed to next transformation. We can disable incoming fields and keep the transformation separate from the main flow. We can use shared sequence if we want to pass unique values to same table if we are loading data from multiple sources using different mappings. Lookup, active or passive, connected or unconnected. Looks up data from a lookup object, defines the lookup object and lookup connection. Also defines the lookup condition and the return values. To use lookup override query, use the advanced option lookup override parsing setting equal to 2 at the mapping task advanced properties. Call unconnected lookup in any expression port like :lkp dot lookup name with input values in the same order. Lookup can use any of these caches: static, dynamic, persistent, shared caches, etc. Dynamic cache is used to avoid duplicate data coming from source. Dynamic cache contains new lookup row port which contains 0, 1, 2 values, 0 for no change, 1 for insert, 2 for update. Normalizer, active or connected transformation, processes data with multiple occurring fields and returns a row for each instance of the multiple occurring data, converts a single row into multiple rows, returns a row for each instance of the multiple occurring data, returns duplicate data for single occurring incoming columns, generates only one generated key column and multiple generated column IDs, one for each multiple occurring column. SQL, active or passive, connected or unconnected, calls a stored procedure or function or executes a query against a database. SQL query can be static or dynamic, user entered or saved query. Embed incoming values between question marks without any space, and embed entire dynamic query using tilde without spaces. To call unconnected SQL, use :sp dot stored procedure name, pass all the inputs in the same order, comma, proc result. Proc result is system generated variable field to store the procedure output. As SQL transformation covers both query and procedure, we don't have stored procedure transformation in Informatica Cloud. Hierarchy builder, active and connected, converts relational input into hierarchical output like JSON, XML, Avro, Parquet, and ORC. To convert the input to JSON or XML, associate a hierarchical schema with the transformation. To convert the input to Avro, Parquet, or ORC, create an intelligent structure model. To create hierarchical schema, we can take JSON or XML sample file or XML schema, but not JSON schema. To bring in all the hierarchy under one root element, map a dummy root key using a dummy source or an expression. Hierarchy parser, passive and connected, converts hierarchical input like JSON, XML into relational output. For this, we need hierarchical schema. It can process source files that are up to 1.5 GB in size To process files that are larger than 1.5 GB, use an intelligent structure model. Structure parser, passive and connected. Analyzes unstructured data from a flat file source and writes the data in a structured format. For this, we need intelligent structure model component. Use it to analyze data such as log files, click streams, XML or JSON files, Word tables, Excel sheets, PDF files, and other unstructured or semi-structured formats. Transaction control, active and connected. Commits or rolls back sets of rows during a mapping run. Using transaction control, we can generate multiple target files during the runtime with a single target transformation. It contains 4 types of actions: continue transaction, commit before, commit after, rollback before, rollback after. Java, active or passive and connected. Executes user logic coded in Java. The secure agent requires a Java development kit JDK to compile the Java code and generate bytecode for the transformation. The secure agent uses the Java runtime environment JRE to execute generated bytecode at runtime to process input rows and generate output rows. Data masking, passive and connected. Masks sensitive data as realistic test data for non-production environments. There are total 22 masking techniques like credit card masking, email, advanced email, IP address, key, phone, random, SIN, social insurance number, SSN, social security number, custom substitution, dependent URL, and there are 10 substitution masking techniques. So in total 22 masking techniques. Velocity, passive and connected. Executes a velocity script to convert JSON or XML hierarchical input from one format to another without flattening the data. To convert the data, the velocity transformation uses an Apache velocity script that we provide. The script can contain velocity template language VTL statements, data integration built-in functions, and data integration unconnected lookup expressions. Web services, active and connected. Connects to a web service as a web service client to access, transform, or deliver data. To create web service transformation, first we need Swagger file, then create REST v2 connection and business services component. Access policy, passive and connected. Applies context-based data protection policies to data. It is a set of policies and associated data protection rules that apply data protection techniques and transform the data accordingly. Finally, the maplet, active or passive and connected. Inserts a maplet into a mapping or another maplet. Maplet contains input and output transformations to take the input records and send out the converted data. Maplets are used to reuse transformation logic in different mappings and hide complex transformation logic within a mapping. Hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. For detailed IICS learning, contact us or visit our website theclassicode.com. Thank you very much.